Hello, my good friends. Couple things to point out here. Takeda's gone. And everything, there's very little left on the map. The Demon Army will not interact with the Tenshi sect. They will not interact with Asaya Sakura. They will not touch Dokuganryu. And neither will I. So essentially, the only players left on the map are Oda, the Demon Army, Mori, and Takuga. The Tenshi sect isn't really important, but, you know. I need to do this right here. You can visit the tea house. The first action sequence or character bit thing with Koime gives you one of the best items in the game. Possibly the best item in the game. On higher difficulties, certainly. I'm trying to think of other ones. But, guard paper in particular is a lifesaver. And, it's gonna see a lot of use from me. You're gonna see why it is so important, and it is such a valuable item. In routes where Koime doesn't join your army, you cannot get the guard paper. Well, through normal gameplay, you can't. But I want that. I want it badly. It's extremely important. I need to recruit Tourin. He needs to be in my army. You can see the other cavalry units I have here. The child musket. That's cute. Well, I will recruit him now with preferably some bad units because I may need my good ones here shortly. We'll see. Kentaro. Fuck yeah, Kentaro can he can go recruit. But here he is. He is just in prison. He's one of the few commanders that actually speaks to Rance before joining your army or being a woman and, you know, flirted with. Yeah, he just, he finds out Rance's true ambitions and I guess admires that because they're so simple and almost childish. He just wants to fuck loads of people. That's not really, you know, Takeda had much more important ambitions. They wanted to do a lot more things than what Rance wants to do with the most powerful clan on the map, you know? But, Tourin joins your army. He's a great unit. I've said that before. He's gonna be really helpful for me. He will definitely be helpful. I'm hoping that he is available shortly here. I'm hoping to get a lot of these things out of the way this turn, so I'm more prepared. And then, should I need to fill more time, I will do more dungeons, more events in my own territory. I'm not going to wage war on Takuga. I'm not going to wage war on Mori. Due to the Demon Army taking either or both of them over when I'm at war with them. That's happened to me in the past, so I'm just gonna let it go. Yeah, the interaction here with Tourin, Rance speaks to the other generals and other routes should you recruit them as well. And there's a unique, well, this isn't just unique to the 4 Takeda men, but several families, if you have all of their units in your army at the same time and you deploy them all together, or they're all there and they speak to one another, you'll find out some interesting dialogue. Certainly you get some good medicine, but, that's not really that important, you know? You don't recruit the 4 Takeda generals to get good medicine, right? But, I'm sure you'd get that for it. I like these dialogues because they're rare, they're difficult to get. Not Tourin's in particular, but the other Takeda generals. I found great pleasure in reading what they had to say. But, oh, about Tourin, he isn't a bad commander for commander battles. He's really not. He's similar to Notori in attack, I would say. Actually. He's a little stronger. Him, Uruza, and Notori all have in common that they're ranged units. In commander battles, they wield a bow. And they're all fairly powerful, despite that. Most of the other archers in the game, mini Mikos, are not good in commander battles. They're just weak. And these guys are the exceptions. The 3 that I listed, as far as I know. They're really the only good ranged with a bow commander units. Certainly diviners are ranged, and they're almost always great. So, this event here, I forgot all about it. Oh, I don't know if you heard my chair, it's really squeaky. But, you get to go get the Hirami lemons. You gotta do it. You need to get permission first, which is interesting. I'm not sure why. But, you have to get permission from this old man or whoever the fuck is over here. And then you can go to the lemon dungeon. And it's 10 floors. It's simple. It's required for the story. Or Mickey, you'll see a lot more, a darker side still of Mickey should you not do this. I didn't really explain these at all, so I'll do that briefly. The dragonfly cutter, that's a real weapon. It's a legendary weapon in history, wielded by that Honda fellow from Tokugawa, that really big raccoon dog. It was wielded by him, actually. And there are several items like that across the map. I haven't gone through the trouble of finding them. Murasame, because I more or less don't want to. But, they're helpful. You can do that if you want to. I may in the future. I'm just announcing it now because it's the first time that I've seen it and was able to do that. You've seen this. I always forget. But going into the dungeon here, sort by power, sort by order of strength. There we go. I got it right the second time. Like I said, it's a longer one, but it's an easy one. So just put your guys in there. Suzume, Son, I guess. Notori, Kenshin can wait. She's too good. And Cats. I have some acceptable commanders for this. I mean, your first playthrough, this is about what you're gonna have. Mid-50s being your high point for your commanders, I would think. I mean, my very, very first playthrough, I didn't even get them that high, which is bad. Mid-50s is okay for where I'm at now. Toward the very last stages of the game, I would say Rance should be around 65, probably. And that's totally manageable. You can see there I found an item for a Pikoko girl, the alien. Sakuya, I think her name is, or Kaguya. There you go. Mixing up my Toho names. That's not good. But yeah, this is what all the floors in the dungeon are like. I think there are a couple inside of it that have difficult enemies. And they're still isolated. It's not like there are a bunch of them. It's easy stuff. I'm really not sure what the point of this being in the game is. Maybe it's just a big hint like, hey, you should be doing dungeons. But it's easy enough to do at any point. It's actually very similar to the dungeon found in Owari, the Misokatsu dungeon. Maybe even easier, if that's possible. So, yeah, I mean, it's really not hard. I can't imagine someone struggling in here, unless you have just a few commanders. But even then, eesh. Oh, Son can't even do anything. They're both Hanis. Oh well. And he's just gonna have to wait. Poor guy. But yeah, there isn't a whole lot to say about this place. Really, it is simple. Everybody gets a level from the end of it, of course. You can find the items through here like you could any other dungeon. You get ogre bones too, I think. Despite there being a massive absence of ogres. Yeah, the ending is of course related to Kentaro and Mickey because you're in here because of them. I found a draft paper. I don't think I've gone over those. They give whoever you feed it to 100 troops. Pretty helpful. A decent item. You want to give that to the expensive people because the draft paper gives you a free 100 troop bonus. So, giving it to a guard unit would be a waste if you have a diviner, and I will most definitely give it to Son because of the fees associated with the diviner. And in this dialogue here, the Mandarin plantation located underneath the ground without sunlight and in what looks to be sandy earth is just full of citrus fruits. Now, to be fair, I don't actually know the growing conditions for such fruits, but I'm certain it requires light, and I'm certain it requires soil, much different than what they're finding down here. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's a reference. Maybe it's a reference, guys. Not a reference that I'm picking up, though. This arrow orange is good, too. Would you eat an arrow orange? I probably would. If I was alone. Could cause all sorts of problems if you're in a public setting, right? Yeah, they're still... Oh, maybe? Maybe they find the lemons here? Yeah, I guess they find them on floor 7, so you don't even have to clear the whole goddamn dungeon. What the fuck? That just makes it so trivial. I don't know. But I guess I have the lemons now, and of course I'm going to finish it. It would be silly to come this far and not. It doesn't step up in difficulty. It doesn't, you know. Same shit, so. Go through here. Yeah, Notori just shoots that arrow out of her stick thing. I know that she has a bow, but it doesn't look like she's wielding it at all in these sprites. Upi, these things, you see them, they're another fairly low tier dungeon enemy. They pierce your front and back row with a weak attack. You'll know it, I mean, it shows the enemy's levels, so you know which ones are difficult and which ones are easy. It doesn't require much explanation, though maybe some of their abilities should receive some clarity. Haven't seen any in here worth announcing other than the Upi, and really, they're not worth explaining either. A floor full of level 1 mage men. That's gotta trip a lot of people up, right? Maybe? I don't know. I have to admit this dungeon is exceptional among other dungeons for being less interesting. So I'll talk about ona-holes. Okay, Tenga brand ona-holes. They make some good ona-holes. Now, I have a flip hole black, and I bring that up because I got it around this time of year. No, a couple months. It was in winter. And it arrived at my house when my mom was home from work. That was interesting, because the flip hole black is actually pretty large, and I had to smuggle that entire case into my room. That was pretty fucking terrifying. I am not gonna lie to you, but the results were magnificent. And the first times that I really used that thing were with Sengoku Rance as an aid. That could be too much information for you, but I'm being pretty vague. I mean, I didn't say what an ona-hole was, right? I didn't really tell you what I used with the ona-hole, though it should be obvious. I found an action textbook too, that's great. But, if you're looking for an ona-hole, get the Tenga. Tenga will not let you down. And they have the budget brand too, so if you're not interested in spending $80 on a full-fledged Tenga, you can get the $10 ones. It's a good idea. I guess they chained Mickey up, that's mean. But, I mean, you're gonna hear more about that too. I promise. Because where the fuck do you go for that? Like, people in the... Well, you wouldn't go to a Sengoku Rance Let's Play to find out about ona-holes. That's true, but people all over the internet don't really give any good advice on it. I don't know if I should be giving advice on it. Yeesh. But I am. And I will give more later on. Yes, I will. But, back to the scene here. It's just Mickey in the prison being, I guess, purged of her demonic possession. I mean, she's not really possessed because it's her true form coming out. But it's being repressed. There we go. Her, Demon King self is being repressed by lemons. Oh, well. And it's really cute picturing her eating lemons and them being all sour and... Her being, bothered by it, I guess. I don't know. It's cute. Because it's a harmless pain. It's just sour bullshit that she's got to deal with, so it's cute. But, This is where Chaos and Nico share with each other, their knowledge about the Demon King. Of course, Nico knew who she was. Chaos shouldn't have had to ask. They're both very similar. If he could sense it immediately like that, obviously Nico could have too. But they finally discuss it. I like Chaos a little more than Nico because Chaos has a face. As far as I can tell, Nico doesn't have any personifying details. So that's all there is to that. That's what decides my preference for the two right there. I mean, neither of them are... I mean, they're both important in the game, but they don't talk much, they don't interact with other characters much. Like I was saying, you would think Mickey would be a little further along in her demonic state if you wait longer to get the lemons. That's not the case. It's usually, well, it is always the same. But she gets really sad about all this. And this isn't the first time that she gets all emotional. It happens again much later on. And it causes another... stop everything you're doing, we need to help Mickey situation. But, oh well. See you guys in the next part.